Hit record, I can see it. All right, well, welcome everyone. Congratulations at the end of week 7. Woo!
Yes.
Yeah, how are you all feeling? I'm seeing lots of smiling faces. How's your week's gone? Good? Oh, good? Oh, not so good. Oh, that was good. Okay. Well, I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time waffling on because, I'm assuming you guys have seen Eric's video today. So you know that there's not really any changes. We're carrying on, building on what we've been doing the last few weeks. Really just want to bring up, but it's probably going to come up as we start talking about your check-ins, the importance of fats in your diet at the moment. I know I'm doing this with our alkagizers. I'm actually adding in MCT oil. I've got it here. I don't like what this company really stands for in a lot of ways. Bulletproof coffee. I don't know if you've heard about Bulletproof coffee. Well, I don't do anything else with them, but I love their product. It's called Brain Octane MCT oil. And all it means, it's just a really super high grade MCT oil. And that's, if you're going to add it into your alkagizer, then just add a couple of dessert spoons into your alkagizer, and that can help support your weight loss journey. I think that's what most of you, is one of your goals, is about weight loss. Yeah, the MCT oil are known as medium chain triglyceride oils, and there's all sorts of research. Yeah, MCT oils, Cindy. There's all sorts of research. You can Google them. Basically, the medium chain, it helps support and facilitate weight loss as well. It improves brain function, that sort of thing. So it might be something that you want to carry on with later on. And also the importance of light exercise at this point. Doing an aerobic activity, not an anaerobic activity. And actually, Eric has a really good analogy for that, for describing the sort of exercises that we should be doing and what sort of effects it can have. And particularly with women, going into heavy weight training and that sort of thing can actually slow down and knock you out of ketosis. And the analogy that Eric uses is, if you take it back maybe 10 or 100,000 years ago, when we're either living in caves or out on the African plains somewhere, if a man was running, say 15, 20 miles, what do you think he might be doing? Anyone got any ideas?
Hunting.
Hunting, exactly. But if a woman goes out for a 15, 20 mile run, what do you think might be happening with her?
Running away.
You're running away from
Escaping.
running for her life. And so, yeah, that exact thing. So, so in that case, if you're stressing, as a woman, if you're stressing your body out that way, what are you going to be doing? You're going to be hanging on to your fat. It's not safe anymore, that sort of thing. But if you go out for a gentle walk, something where you can keep talking to another person or on your phone or whatever, then that's a perfect level of exercise. Whereas men, because you'd be out hunting and that sort of thing, you can hit a weight bag, or you can do martial arts or that sort of thing, and it won't affect you too well. That's actually a stress reliever for you. But for women, it adds stress to your body. So that's just, I thought that little analogy that Eric gave was really pretty awesome way to describe the different effects that it can have on men and women. So really, that's really, I'm keen to see what results you guys are having. So we'll make a start. How's Cindy? I know Joey put up a really awesome post and she sort of tagged you in it and everything. But I'm assuming, well, how did your week go? Just, tell us about it. What sort of celebrations are you having and noticing?
So the week went pretty well until last night.
Last night.
I knew, well, actually, we decided to have hot pot at home, so we're not even eating out. And I only eat like meat and vegetable for my selections. But unfortunately, I didn't realize. Well, I did realize, but I didn't know that the soup base that like the person made was tomato, potato, and corn soup base. So like, I mean, I didn't know it has such an effect that I'm just drinking the soup.
Yeah.
I didn't any of the items. I did have a little bit of tomato, but not other substance in it. And like, it totally throws me off this morning when I checked on my keto sticks that it went like from yesterday was still in like moderate to like
Yeah.
negative. I was like, what?
Wow. It
Yes,
knocked you out of
it knocked me out. I mean, even yesterday I start dropping out coconut water already. So like, and
Yes.
and now reviewing back my my food dialogue, like what happened yesterday. Um, it got to be that meal. Like it got to be, because the other stuffs are pretty like normal stuff, like just like even lunch I went out to Yum Cha, and I avoided the sauce that I would dip into the sauce, but it's just part of the dim sum, then it's okay. I'm not, it's very light, mild anyway, so it wouldn't throw me off that much. But like the soup definitely throw me off unexpectedly. Like I unexpected that way.
Yeah.
So in a way, I mean, well, I should be responsible. I thought they were making tomato soup until like I saw the soup is made of potato and corn as well. So it's too late to say no anyway. And then someone already made it. It's dumb to. So like, I mean, I cannot walk away because I was the one who initiated the whole thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I guess I will have to. So hey, I've been pretty good. Like back to no carbs and stuff. So I don't know how long it will take for to for that switch back to the fat. Yeah.
How long did it take you last time to get into the ketosis? You
Um,
might find because
I'm not,
you've done it once.
because I
You might-
measuring myself on the 11th. So that was the first week of like when we went like totally no carbs, no sugar. It was last week we started. So I just started measuring myself on that Thursday, and then it started to have it. And then throughout this whole week, it's been really good. Like some of the days are like really high, and then majority of the days are like in moderate. So it's in a good rate. But like all of a sudden this morning, it's like negative. It's not even a chase. It's negative ketosis, but ketones found in my urine. I was like, oh man, it was disappointing.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, in that, I mean, maybe adding in some MCT oil at this stage might be really good to help you flick the switch back to ketosis. Yeah, because it would be nice if you don't have to wait, 4 days for it. It's a heavy price to pay, isn't it? It's for one slip. How were you? Yeah. And how were your energy levels though? And your sleep and everything? Was it affected directly?
Sleep-wise, no, but I do feel like today whole day I do feel bloated, a lot more bloated than other days. And but the sleep is fine. Like I went to bed and I woke up early this morning, pretty energized. The rest is fine.
Oh, that's good.
So like it's just maybe I don't know. So it was all the Monday talk, it kind of slipped unexpectedly anyway.
Anyway, yeah. I just forgot what I was going to ask you then. That's weird. Wendy, have you got to ask Cindy?
Absolutely. Cindy, first of all, I'm so proud of you for having this experiment and what you learned from it. I mean, just hearing how you describe this whole incident, yes, it was unexpected, but you were measuring what the effect the entire time. And you even have the tool to really see how this one little item that you had has changed the whole dynamic here. I'm so glad that you have the keto sticks that's able to tell you what's going on there. And I just want to say that it's okay. Now you know what's going on. Now you know how sensitive your body is just by eating either the tomato or the potato, or maybe both. I'm guessing it's more on the potato. Sorry?
I think I drink the soup.
Okay.
I soup.
Sure. So yeah, it could be combination of both, but
Yep.
I'm guessing maybe more so on the potato, because potato is definitely heavy on dietary carbohydrates there. So, but it's okay. Now you know, right? Like my body is apparently quite sensitive about this, like this switch. And now you also understand what Eric has been talking about, sticking to the guidelines of the program during the spring season, because yeah, one little item, just some soup can like bring you back to sugar burning mode. Here's the good news. Yes, it happened, but because you have experienced fat burning mode already, it's likely that it's easier the second time you're trying to get back on again. So like Kim was asking you about how long it took you last time, you mentioned you measured on the 11th, right? So just be a scientist about it, and notice how long it took you last time, and note it again this time, how long it takes you to get back. I won't be surprised if it's a lot quicker this time. I think it probably will. And because now you have this whole experience and you have the tools and you feel more confident what to do, like what to expect going back into fat burning mode, I think it will be a lot easier this time.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I'm just upset that it. You know why I'm upset? It's like it's not even that wine that I want or that dessert. It's like something out of nowhere and like unconscious, like
But
I'm just a little.
I understand.
I'm not my body, not myself. Yeah.
I just want to say, please be kind to yourself, and take this as an experiment. Look at how this little thing that came nowhere, as you said, and it already knocked you out of fat burning. Imagine what happened next week when you decided to, go in either the dessert or the wine. Now you know, because you have this experiment here for you. So I'm really glad this happened. Well, not really, but you know what I mean. Like, I'm glad this at least is like a precursor to what may happen to you next week. So then it gives you idea how you're going to decide next week, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and you've got the experience that you came out of ketosis and it wasn't even something that you really, really wanted. So now you'll be better armed for, the bridal shower that's coming up this week. You'll think, well, it took me several days. It's just not worth it. It's just not worth it for your journey, if it's, because something can happen every single week. And how do you, looking back on it now, if you came to your friend's house again, or no, sorry, you had the dinner at home, but how would you handle the situation next time if someone turns up at your house with, something that they've made and everything, even though you initiated it? What do you think you'd do next time?
I guess that situation probably I should be wiser in a way that I should be more particular on the soup base. Because I think they're really good already. Like, they know that, I cannot have sugar, cannot have carbs. So this group of friends are not like those food devil. They did on rice. They actually want me to try this grapes that super expensive. And then, you sure you don't want to have it kind of thing. But when it comes to main meal, they're more chill on that. But she probably didn't realize that the potato, the corn, knock me out like that. And then, it's not their responsibility, right, to know what I need to eat. I should be more responsible of myself. And if I really if it's only one soup base, then I should be more particular and maybe, set that expectation out. And I think they would be able to cater that. But yeah, I'm more for say, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, as Wendy said, treat it as an experiment. You've learned you've learned new tools to how to cope with it. So, please don't get stressed out about it, because you know how much that can have an adverse effect on you if you start worrying about it and that sort of thing. But
So like this morning when I stepped on that scale, it went up. I was so angry. I almost like tried to throw the scale, and I put the scale away. I said, forget it. Like, I'm not gonna measure anymore. It's giving me stress. Like these couple days since Monday, I've been weighting myself this whole week, and it was like the scale doesn't move a lot, but it's still at a good. It was at my weight when I started. It didn't change much, but then all of a sudden, because of one meal, I saw it went up. I was like, this is so sensitive to my body.
Yeah.
I'm just feeling my body, like I'm seeing it.
Cindy, here's the good news. Well, this is what WildFit is really good at. Yes, we might have some experiment like during this whole journey of WildFit, but the good news is you can always pick it back up again. Yeah, it's okay that maybe I feel like I fall off the wagon and I'm mad at myself and yada yada yada. But we are all here to support you, and you can just jump right back in. It's okay. I'm pretty sure that now you gain so much more awareness this whole process, like how you described it perfectly. You knew how it happened. You knew what happened afterwards. You described it really well. And then Kim also asked you, so what are you gonna do next time? You were able to answer this whole sequence of questions. I and Kim are very confident that knowing how you'll be able to handle it next time. So it's okay. Please, please, please be kind to yourself. As Kim said, we are trying to eliminate the amount of negative energy going on right now, emotions, because hey, we are here to want to feel abundant, we want to feel relaxed, and so that our body would feel comfortable, feel safe to release fat. So just remember this part.
Yeah, for sure. But what other ones? I mean, you said that the scales weren't giving you good numbers, but have you done your measurements? Are you seeing results?
I did some measurement. Maybe not too significant improvement, which is I still find like strange, right? Like the scale wise, the weight didn't change much. It's like the same as when I started. When I do the measurement, only probably just my arm lose a little bit, like 0.2 inches.
Yeah.
But weight, my waist, hip, like thighs and legs. I mean everywhere, even my neck. My neck didn't change much. So I measure everywhere, and it's funny, but I feel the changes because the clothes that I'm wearing is loose. But so that's why I find it maybe it's muscle. Because I do usually go on this. I do have not weight training, but this personal trainer. Usually, do it once a week, and other than that exercise, I'm not doing anything like too sweaty kind of thing. So
Excuse me.
maybe it's working, building muscle. That's why my weight is keeping up there. But maybe it's more firm and it's easy to become muscle now than it's all fat.
That's it. And the other thing, I mean, we were doing Reggie's measurements this morning, and even if you get the different point on your body just out by 1 centimeter, it can affect, the actual results. I mean, it's kind of hard to measure unless you're going to tattoo the point on your body that you took the measurement. You can have fluctuations just in the way. Yeah. Oh, look at those guns, Wendy.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah. So, but you're noticing it in your clothes, and that's awesome. That's awesome. I mean, are you trying on more stuff? And I know last week you had tried on some stuff. Yeah, you're trying on more stuff and it's working. Yeah. That's important. That gives you the real results. You can see it in your clothes.
I find it strange. Maybe my body is firmer. That's
Mm.
why it's, I feel, when I wear clothes, it's not as tight. Yeah, but weight wise, measurement, not much. But it's strange. I will continue to see. And the weight is stressing me out, so I put it away. I'm not even taking the batteries out. It's too work to reset it every time I put in my battery. So I just hide it under my bed and I, forget about it.
Yeah, good on you. Good on you. Good on you. It's really interesting seeing the posts and things come up on Facebook. And I just want to ask you, if for whatever reason you decided to stop WildFit now, do you think you'd go back to the way that you were eating before?
I've given some thought lately. I think I will. Some food I might take it back, but probably not as often. Now I find that, I don't have to live on carbs, but sometimes I do want to have it. So like, I wouldn't kill myself having, over something. But I guess it's more awareness of controlling how often I'm eating it, right? I think it's more of a self-discipline of, how often I'm taking those, and then now I start to cook differently. Not cook differently, but I try out different dishes because you need a lot of alternative because for Chinese food it's a lot of carb based. When I look at their menus, all rice and noodle is sometimes it's hard to find just veggie or meat kind of because it's all of those because a lot of Chinese foods are like they're very Asian food, not just Chinese food. Even in individual main dishes, it's meant to be complement with rice or some type of carbs of it. Or also be like too saucy or salty or savory kind of thing. So I'm learning how to striking the balance between the two. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, great awareness. Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Wendy, do you want to add anything before we?
Sure. Yeah, Cindy, I also want to ask you, you mentioned you had a personal trainer, right? So have you found your exercise with your personal trainer got a little bit easier?
It does. I mean, because I resumed the personal trainer back in March because I wasn't exercising for like almost half a year. And then when I resume, I meet them up and then I noticed my body recovers faster and it's not as tired. But I also pick my trainers too. There's some of hard. So when I make an appointment, I make sure I don't get the really hard one.
Okay, but I guess what I'm trying to ask here is, given the same conditions, like you have the same trainer doing the similar or same set of exercise before you did WildFit and versus now, did you see your exercise getting easier, or do you see yourself like your stamina has improved, or do you see yourself lifting heavier weights, for instance, like it's easier for you to lift heavier weights?
Not yet. Heavier weight, not yet.
Okay, but then do you find your exercise feel a bit easier than before? Like you say for instance, you're able to do more sets. Like you're not tired easy as before.
I guess
Okay.
I mean, I'm tired. I mean, you're supposed to be tired, but I think afterward, I don't feel as tired compared to before.
So Cindy, please remember this. This is also progress. This is also one of the many benefits of being in fat burning mode. You are able to recover faster just because you've changed the way that you eat. Just like Frank Frank mentioned to us last time that he also felt that he's not as tired as easy. He's able to like go on longer training for his self-defense exercise. And he also is able to lift heavier weights. All these are benefits from being in fat burning mode. So yes, you mentioned that perhaps you don't see your inches has dropped that much. Not yet, I would say. We're only halfway through the program. I will be curious to know what's it like when we further along. And maybe your weight hasn't hasn't changed that much. But these are the non-scale benefits you're getting. Like your recovery rate is faster in your exercise regime. You know, your clothes feel a bit looser. See, these are all changes happening that perhaps you know, sometimes that we just don't notice it. So awesome, that's good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Celebrate those wins. Celebrate those.
Absolutely.
Yeah, awesome. Alrighty, Frank, you're up. How's your week gone? How's your energy levels and things going?
Good. I think the week went well. The energy level, I think, is about the same as before. I think it's easier for me in Beijing because now we are back in like semi-lockdown. So no social event, cannot go out, cannot go with anybody for training, whatever. So yeah, so it's easy to control, right?
Oh wow! Are you seriously? Is Beijing back in lockdown now?
Well, they found not lockdown, but they found some new cases in some areas like south of where I live. So they locked down that area and then become a bit stricter now. They sort of some of the things that we start.
Wasn't it a food market, Frank? Was it a food market of some kind, right? Yeah, I saw it on the news this morning. Yeah, right.
Yeah. So they found like, I don't know, 45 plus 32. So, and now they start banning people for leaving Beijing. So, and also all the gyms. So our gym closed down again. So.
Oh, damn. Oh,
so now back to training at home. So, but it's easier to control because then you just eat at home. The food
that's right.
Control. So.
wow.
Yeah, so it's normal. I get my keto stick finally. So I tried Monday and I think today. It's like 1/3 on that scale. So I guess it's okay. Not very high, but
Yeah, no, that's good. Any positive sign on the keto sticks means that you're in ketosis. So yeah, that's fantastic.
So it goes up and down. So I'm not sure. I still drink coconut water because I used to always drink that. So, but I guess it haven't been same effect depending how much I drink.
Yeah. And have you done the weight and measurement thing this week?
The weight is I think it's still between 1 to 2 kilo depending on what time of the day. The difference between the measurement I haven't done yet, so I'm gonna do it during this week, and we'll take some time to measure to take all the.
Fantastic! Oh, good stuff. Good stuff. Well done. Well done. Are you feeling really positive about going forward? Thinking, you're happy to stick to the program?
Yeah, definitely. I think it shouldn't be a big issue. Yeah. Especially since I'm in there anyway.
Fantastic. Oh, that's awesome, Frank. Brilliant. Well done. Now, Wendy, do you want to quiz Frank a bit more, or?
No, I think Frank. No, I think Frank is pretty sad over there. So yeah, Frank, I'm bummed about the whole flare up again in Beijing. You know, it's just like, how is this going to maintain the status quo, right? Because before this second wave of outbreak, Beijing has I think a streak of like 50 plus days with no domestic infections. So this is quite a bummer. And I was like just thinking like, oh man, when am I gonna go back to Beijing? Like it's just like so difficult. And yeah, it's quite sad that the gyms are closed again, and you know, it's I hoping that this will be temporarily and we can all get back to more normal state of mind later on. But anyway, enough about my feeling over Beijing over there. But
yeah. I mean, I'm counting down the days. I've got 14 days to wait before our gym's open. So I'm just hoping we don't have a second wave coming through. There were big protests in Amsterdam recently with the Black Lives Matter thing, and only one case came out of that, even though everyone was packed in protesting. So I'm just, please let the gyms open in 2 weeks. I'm busting to get in there.
I'm keeping my fingers crossed for you guys. So
yeah.
So you are in Amsterdam? Are you in
Yeah.
Amsterdam? Or okay.
No, we're just outside of Amsterdam, about what 10, 15 k's.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
Got it. Good to know. Good
Yeah.
to know.
Yeah.
Reggie, want to say something?
No, I just said I'm not good. It doesn't mean that I'm going back to a gym. It's Kim going to the gym. I've got a lot of activities in the house by sort of rebuilding the attic and stuff like that. So that's enough exercise over there. So that's fine.
Good.
Yeah. Good stuff. Okay, we'll move on to you, Reggie. You want to tell us about your week and your wins?
Now, I'm a little bit, as you know, of course, because we are very close in the space. I was a bit ambivalent about the results I've got this morning. I went up the scales and I didn't do anything in between. So I thought that is going to be the glory moment. It's going to be like 10 kilos or something. That of course. And I've been, and especially because I've been a very good boy, if I may say so myself, all the time. I didn't slip. I didn't skip anything. I went on and on and on, and even tried to start in the buffer zone with the next week. So I was a bit, but now that I hear your stories, that they're basically your weight is Frank 2 kilos and Cindy a little bit the same. But my result is about 3 kilos. But at the same time, that's why I'm a little bit ambivalent about it. I have two thoughts going on at the same time. That one thing is that I expected more, and the other one is that I've been with my, let's say, the ketos diet that I was doing, the keto diet. I constantly stayed on this level, on the where I started on 102.9 kilos. And I couldn't get under the 100. I kept going. Now that I lost 3 kilos, let's say 103, 104, I would say. But now I'm just, and that was the most annoying part this morning. The scales got stuck on 100.6. So I thought, why the hell is it not 700 grams more? Then I finally break through that. At the same time, if I look at all the wins, and we talk about it a lot, so my disappointment sort of disappeared quite quickly. It was a bit stupid for me to think in those numbers again. But I know I've got so many wins and gains. My health, for instance, I told you on Monday even about my allergy next to completely gone. There's no hay fever, no pollen allergy whatsoever. We're walking in the morning about 5 k's in full nature. It has been a very dry period here in Holland. It's raining a lot now. That's good actually. But when it's so dry, all the pollen, all the plant material is in the air. So normally I would die. No, I have to go into the house, go in a space where it's cool and moist, and couldn't do anything anymore. And now I'm just doing everything. Sometimes I sneeze once or twice. That's about it. But that's a very good one. And what I do see is that the fat on my body is, as I said last week, I think it's sort of traveling. It's like traveling from one side. It's like it almost is responding to gravity. Yeah, of course, fat can't travel that easily, but it's just it's almost like the fat starts burning from the top and all the way down. But slowly and surely, I'm losing that, and especially my clothes. I already, let's say, my jean size has already dropped 3 full measures. But that was after with keto, and I'm pretty sure yesterday, a very stupid one, I walked through the living room and I said to Kim, what's this? And she looked at me and said, oh, yeah, my jeans are dropping off my butt. And it's a stretch. It's a stretch jeans. How can it fall off my butt? This is ridiculous. So those are signs. Those are really signs that there's definitely happening something. Yeah, I love it. I love it. And let's say to answer the first question of you, Kim, that you said, what do you think you're going to do afterwards? I think you already noticed from me that I don't want to go back. That's simply, there's certain things that I learned to appreciate now that I never would expect before. I'm eating, not at the moment, but in the sugar burning stage, I've eaten almost all the fruits that are available. And before I literally hated fruit. There were so many things or vegetables even as well. I didn't like them. And it was like berries. Sometimes I know what the name is and what they look like. I don't even know what they taste like. So, and then I said, yeah, I don't like that, but never tasted it. And now, at some point, it's the only thing you can get. We were in a restaurant 3 weeks ago, I think, and we had a fruit salad at the end. It was just before we went out of fruit, that buffer zone. And then, but that was the only thing that as a dessert that I could have. They got beautiful ice creams and stuff like that, but I can't have it, so I'm not taking it. So I took the fruit, and there was berries in it, and there was pineapple that I hated before. But it's all sweet. And then I thought, yeah, screw it, but it's sweet and I like sweet. So suddenly that the fruit was my friend suddenly. And I really enjoyed it. And together with, I think, the changing of the taste buds with all the bitter stuff that you're eating all the time, especially in your alkalizer, and the that kale flavor that I come to like it. I hated cucumber. I love it now because it makes the flavor of the alkalizer a lot nicer. So I pick up sweet taste much easier, and that's why I think what you had, Cindy. Did your tomato soup tasted a bit sweet, or was it tomato soup or was it something else?
Yeah, it was tomato soup. Actually, it was when she finished work, everyone has a bowl just the soup. When I was drinking it, like one girl say, "Oh, it's very bland." The other one say, "Oh, it's just right." But when I was drinking it, I was like, "Wow, this is really sweet." I should have stopped. Stop, right? I knew I didn't.
You stop there, because.
But it didn't click in my mind. Like to me, I was like, "Oh, it's natural sweetness." She didn't add anything yet, so like it didn't hit in my head that I should stop drinking it. But it's a more clear. The sweetness is not clear. Yeah.
Yeah, because I think when we lose the sugar devil, I think we get something back from it. We gain the sugar radar back. Because I can sense immediately if there's a tiny bit of sugar in something, then that was already, when I was in keto, I had the same thing. And it's even gotten stronger now at the moment. Sometimes I ask him, Jesus, is there sugar in this? And he said, no. You're just very sensitive to a sweet taste now. So sometimes it seems like it's sugar. But that point is, especially when you're not preparing your food yourself, you have to ask all the time. If you're in a restaurant, and I found that so embarrassing at first. But I told you about the story at the fishmongers when I asked at some point, how do you prepare your smoked mackerel fillets? Do you put is there a marinade that you put? And then they assured me, no, we just smoke them, we hang them up, and we smoke them. There's enough flavor in the mackerel already. So then I was at that point, I was more at ease, and I could buy more of it. So that's the thing you have to ask, especially, and the great thing in that Indonesian, the tiniest, smallest restaurant in the country with all with the Indonesian food, and it's a specific region of Indonesia. Frank, I don't know if you must know that it's the Minahasa region. And I like a lot of fresh stuff and a little bit of sugar. It's not too much sugar, but we couldn't get anything there, and I had mineral water that I thought it so strange. I always said a glass of acid rain that I used to call that, but now it was like heaven. It was something special compared to normal water, which is nice, but at some point it gets a bit boring, of course. So I had that, and I had all that stuff, and then at the end we said, but the fruit, we said, yeah, sorry, but I can't have that. I don't know what kind of dressing was on it as a fruit salad.
Or
was it already with the hot stuff?
Yeah, it had.
Okay. So that was strange. That's specific for the Minahasa kitchen, that they have fruit, but instead of putting, let's say, sweet dressing on it, they put like a very spicy kind of a sambal kind of dressing on it. And it's the strangest experience I've ever had with food. That is so sweet. The fruit is sweet, and then you get a very spicy flavor on top of it. It's brilliant. It's really nice. Yeah. So but he changed a couple of things. What was that first thing we had at some point? We ate something.
Yeah, he changed the sauce.
Gado.
We couldn't have the peanut.
Gado. There's no name for it, but usually it's gado. And there's always like a peanut sauce on it. And you can bet your sweet life there's sugar in it, there's carbs in it, whatever. Peanuts being beans. So I said, yeah, fine. I love gado. It's just fresh vegetables. It was slightly cooked. but I can't have the peanut sauce. But the chef is standing behind us, and that's an old friend of ours. And he said, well, I prepare something for you. And he came up with some kind of a tomato-y kind of sauce on it. And it was brilliant. It was really brilliant. It was nicer than actually the kacang sauce, actually. So, but only because we asked. And okay, it helped that it's a friend of ours, but still in a restaurant, you can ask for it immediately. If I make a reservation for a restaurant now, and they ask for special desires, the first thing I put in there, please hold the bread, because I might fall for that. I might fall for them because I'm a bread and butter addict, and especially with cheese on it and ham, then I'm completely gone. So take it away from me, leave it out, and then I'm fine. You know, you have to be aware of that. But I'm not going back. I will miss bread a little bit because everything is combined with bread. Like what is a hamburger without bread? It's just a patty of meat. But it's so stupid to go to McDonald's and beside the point that it's a manipulated food, that you're sitting there and you start eating. I think we did that once, Kim. We went to a McDonald's and we took all the rolls out, and it was in the period that Kim was doing her WildFit, and we just chucked our bread out and we ate just the patties. But still, now I know that the patties are even terrible because that's not really. They say it's all natural stuff, but you know it's not.
I never went to McDonald's during my WildFit 90. Thank you very much.
No, then I did. No, you went with me, but you had a salad or something, and I left the dressing out. And eating dry, like a goat. Eating eating dry vegetables. No, okay, it's fine. No, but I chucked my bread out. And I don't know who told that story about. There was an experiment. I think it's one of the famous movie makers, the guy who did a movie about the shooting in the school, the first massacre in a school. That guy, and he did. It was a guy who ate just McDonald's. That was the experiment for about a year. And he nearly died of starvation. That's one. And that other experiment where you see a burger for about a year, and at the end of the year is exactly the same. You can even eat it.
Yeah.
Of course, it's not as tasty as before, but you can see how much conservation stuff is in there. It's ridiculous. And so that's another one I'm not entering. The other day I called Kim, and I have to look at the time. I go on way too long. But I called Kim and I said to her, Kim, do you know where I am? And she said, I said, you'll never guess where I am. I said, no, tell me. I said, I'm in front of a McDonald's. And then she looked at, when she listened to me, she said, yeah, probably to we. and she was right. Because I've always been a frequent weer all the time, but it's even worse now, of course. Now it's a lot of times and a lot at the same time. So what I did, I went in, but I felt a bit guilty about not ordering something. So I went in and I ordered a bottle like this, the liter bottle of water of Spa, and went out.
Yeah.
And I thought, screw you, people. You're not going to make more money out of me anymore. Not anymore, because you get 2-3. They used to call me the 4-box man. I was 4 boxes of McDonald's stuff. And there's big burgers, the Big Mac, the quarter pounder, the big tasty, and a fish fillet. There's 4 of them, and I ate them straight away. And then sometimes I took something home as well, and fries on the side and stuff like that. And now nothing. It's nothing, and it's not even talking to me. It's not calling me back. So that's why I think that's a good. Because you're like a big addict like me. I think it's a good example for the rest of the rest of us, so that you can say, well, if he can do it, then for me it must be easier. And so I'm happy about that. I'm really happy about it. I'm getting my life back a little bit, and I think maybe Kim will complain about it, but even my energy is even more than it was before, and that's really annoying sometimes.
Yeah, well, I mean, I can pick up that. I mean, Reggie's energy and focus, it's not something that you can notice so much in yourself, but I know as his wife, his clarity and he's so focused on things now. He'd be all over the place, or he'd be up for 2 or 3 hours, and then it would be like, oh, I've got to have a nap, and he'd be, and it wouldn't be a power nap. he'd say, "Oh, wake me up after 10 minutes," but I'd just about get my head bitten off if I did that. It would last for an hour, and then he'd wake up and he'd be grumpy and tired still, and that sort of thing. So noticing huge changes. So if you can ask other people, it'll help you celebrate your wins.
Yeah.
And something else that Reggie said, and it's so important to celebrate your wins, because I know for a fact that Reggie has always had the number 100. He wanted to see 100 on the scales. I want to see 100 again. I haven't seen 100 for years. And he got on the scales today and he saw 100.6. And yet he was disappointed. And I'm going at the back and I'm saying, "That's awesome, Reggie. You wanted to see 100 on the scales." He says, "No, but I want it to be 99. So,
Yeah, I want to go through over that threshold. That was the idea. It's about
Yeah.
the threshold. Yeah.
and the thing that I'd like to remind you, you've only really been at this for 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's true.
We've been dedicated to dropping out everything and to the ketosis process, the spring season. It's only been 2 weeks. So, Reggie's lost, nearly 3 kilos. Frank, you've lost 2. Cindy, you're seeing your clothes fit so much better. And
But I
that's
want to see that for too. I want to go. I have a threshold too.
It will happen. It will really happen. It will really happen. Yeah,
that
sure.
will happen.
I mean, more like encouraging, I guess.
All right,
Yeah.
I need to jump in here. All of you, if you keep fixated about that number, it's likely not going to happen. You actually need to not think about that number, but be relaxed about it. This is
Yeah.
I will.
how our human psyche works. The more you're like fixated about something, it's not really likely going to happen because you're not communicating to your body that you're ready to let it go.
Yeah.
No, but I know that. I really know that because I was stuck on the 103 anyway. So it's suddenly now I'm 3 kilos above that. It's even better. That's about 3 kilos better than it was. So I think
exactly. And Reggie, I'm
don't
afraid
worry
that.
about it.
Okay, good. Because
I'm agreeing.
I'm just afraid that because right now our perspectives are changing. Before WildFit, you had this number. And then while you're doing WildFit, your number might have lower. You might have like upgraded your standard, which is not always the case to do.
Perfect. Yeah.
Right? Because you somehow you are. I don't want any of you to put too much pressure on yourself about the number.
No, I won't. No, I won't. That was my first reaction. That was my first reaction, and then you can see how much we are programmed to think that all the time.
Exactly.
That's the whole idea, and I think really because we did the measurements, and first of all, we sort of found out that some of the measurements were not right the first time because you have to read there's a little description underneath every special measure that you have to take, and some of them we didn't do completely well. So in some cases I went even up, but in some spots of my body it's quite normal to have them up because I already told that sort of the weight shifted a little bit in my body. So certain parts, especially around my belly, that went a little bit up. But let's say my neck and my shoulder, not my shoulders, but around underneath my shoulders, I think that is your mid
chest.
The chest, I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I lost 3 centimeters on each of those things. 3 centimeters, and that's a lot.
And also your trousers. You said that it felt so much baggier. I mean, that alone, it's already a huge win.
It's dangerous if you don't wear a belt.
Just think of that for a second. Okay, forget about like weight and.
No, I do, really.
Right?
Really, believe me,
that
I do that.
alone, it's already okay. Everybody, I'm telling you this right now. So, I would say the one little bit annoying thing for me after WildFit is I do have to buy some new clothes again because some of them like are not fitting so well.
Yeah.
But I'm not complaining about it at the end of the day. Like for me, it's like, wow, I've came a long way.
Yeah.
So I want this happen for you if weight loss is high on your list here.
Yeah.
But you need to communicate to your body that I'm ready for that. Just holding on the thought that like you must let it go. It's the way around. The body won't. The body will feel like, oh, I'm not ready because you're so nervous about this. Like maybe I need to like hold on to it more and whatnot. So
no, if I have to look
the program. Yeah, go ahead, Reggie.
You're so right. But if I had to sort of make a hierarchy in my goals, then the weight loss is now probably at number 3 instead of on number 1.
Okay.
It dropped there because
Yeah.
first was actually my health and my allergies, and the second one, and I really want to add something to that. It's the focus and the energy I'm having, and. I don't know if you brought us on the trace as well. Kim already did from the other side, but you as well. For me on the business summit yesterday, last 3 days, we had with Eric and a couple of other biggies, and Colin I liked a lot, by the way. And we've been listening to those things, and they started at 4 o'clock. They ended at what was it, 9 or something? 9 o'clock, so 5 hours again. And but totally focused, and I am sort of starting up a business, but a lot of times you don't know exactly what you want to do precisely, and this was not only what you want to do, but it was a lot about how do you use all the means that you can find, like tools and stuff like that. And the famous one was with Sonia, Coach Sonia, she's known all around the world. And they make salaries ridiculous. There's like 6 numbers all the time and even more. And then I was constantly focused, and I picked up a lot of things from that. But you have to be focused and I started making connections with Kim as well, because we can, although I'm a graphic designer and she is now a WildFit coach almost, completely. No, you know what I mean. And so many other things, like a chef, and she's a certified upholsterer as well. And you can go on. But we can connect those two things, but because I saw things, Kim saw things, because following those seminars. And then I think, geez, that is a lot of energy I'm getting now that I'm actually using, and not only energy, but the focus as well. It's not like 10 minutes you just fall asleep because a guy is talking to you all the time.
Yeah.
And it's all interesting, and they spark energy all over the place. And then
so Reggie, I'm really glad that you're saying all these things, but I'm telling others here who is like still on the fence about this is, just have to trust the program, please. Trust yourself that this will happen. And Reggie, I also want to mention that you brought a really good point earlier. You mentioned that you taste things differently now. All of you, I'm seeing it in all of you, for Cindy and for Frank as well. Your taste bud has recalibrated. That is also another win, because last time Frank said, "Oh, the alkalizer tastes nice now." It's like you're looking forward to it, perhaps. And then even for Cindy, you're the only one among your friends who tasted the sweetness in the soup. Your other friend is like, "What are you talking about? This is bland." And then what did your other friend said, Cindy? What did your
right? I mean, the other one say it tastes right. Like she didn't taste. I mean, I don't think she tastes the same sweetness, the degree as high as me.
There you go. So this is another win for you. Your taste buds has calibrated. Now you can really taste what the food are supposed to taste like.
Yeah.
That's a big win there. Yes, perhaps, because you know what? It's probably your first time that you're tasting this the sweetness of the soup. You're not aware of it, but now you know, because you know what the consequence is, right? So going forward, you can trust your taste bud more now, because you are tasting things much more clearly. And also what Reggie said earlier, he can think and connect things much more. That's also another huge win. And
it is.
And for all of you, I just want to mention this. I sense that there's a bit of frustration going on for some of us. It's like, the number, it's not going somewhere that I would like to go. Guys, we're only halfway through this program. So there's still time. And also, I'll tell you this from my experience. I didn't drop a significant amount of weight. But even after the program, I adhere to some of the WildFit principles, and I'm still continuing to drop my weight. So I'm telling you this right now, that you don't expect you have to drop all the weights within this 90 days.
No.
Afterwards, you can still release fat as well. So just take the pressure off right now and let it go easily. It will happen. You just have to communicate your body the right message to let that happen. And last thing is, what are the reasons why you're not seeing your weight drop so much? As we've discussed in the past, is your body has redistributed the weight. Could be more muscles and fat. You have gained muscle at bone density and also your fat. But another thing is, I really want to mention is perhaps you don't have that much weight to begin with, because a lot of times when we see people that dramatically drop a lot of weight, like I'm no kidding, like there was like I think some other WildFit groups. I think in like week 5 or week 6, they already dropped like 10 kilos, and I'm like, wow, how did that happen? But if I look at the person, I can see why, because that person, I can tell you, it's much bigger than all of us here, all of us. So for that person, it makes sense that that person has more weight to let go. So they might have like double digits of kilos to go, like right off the bat, like by week 6 or 7. But for us, we doesn't seem like we have that much weight that we need to release. So trust the body, trust the program. It's going to go perhaps just as the rate that you let your body to let it go. So just take it easy, everybody, about this. And just remember all the other wins that you have here. More focus, better, more energy, recovery faster.
Allergies gone.
That's huge. Would you think? What Reggie was saying, that when he goes out, usually he probably have to like come right back in. He can only be out for a short period of time. Now he can enjoy the outdoors in a certain season much longer. Wouldn't I would argue that is a bigger win.
That's enough. That's
right?
enough.
Okay.
That's already
right. That, I mean, for some of us, that's probably a bigger win than just like a few kilos here.
Well,
I would yeah. So.
All.
Sorry.
We want it all.
I understand. That's how human beings are, but sometimes one thing at a time and one small steps. You need to recognize the small wins. I mean, to me, it's not even small. To me, it's big wins, but you need to recognize every step of the way.
Yeah, and don't forget, it's so easy to forget how you were feeling at the beginning of the program, and the aches and pains, and and that listlessness and that sort of thing. It's so easy once you start feeling the improvements in yourself. You forget about that you were feeling crap a few weeks ago, and so then you want more and more and more, but you've made such huge advances already compared to how you felt at the beginning of the program.
Yes,
so,
Kim put it really well. Eric talks about this all the time. Humans tend to forget about perspectives. They totally forget how they felt in the beginning before WildFit. They might, some of us may be waking up like groggy, don't really want to wake up. Now it's like, oh, it's much easier to wake up. And then because I'm so used to getting up easier now, I already forgot about how I was before WildFit, that I don't even want to get up. So perspective.
Yeah,
just really
exactly.
remember where you were before.
Yeah, I mean, I always liken it to, you never notice when you haven't got a headache, do you? But you sure as hell notice when you've got one. Or and another analogy I use is, it's like dust in your house. You've dusted your house everywhere, and you want everyone to say, oh, your house looks so beautiful. But you don't notice when dust isn't there. You notice it when it is there. So, it's all about those sort of ones.
Once the pain is gone, you forgot about it. It's understanding because no one likes to remember pain so much. But it's kind of like health, right? Once we always take advantage of being healthy, and once we are sick, let's say a flu came down on us and then we're unable to function normally, like go to work, or for instance, then you will miss the healthy state of the being, right? It's the same thing here, everybody. We kind of forgot where we were before. So just think about that for a minute.
Yeah. Awesome. I think that's fantastic. I'm so proud of everyone I mean, I know I can speak on Wendy's behalf there. This is why we became coaches, is to see the transformation in you people. Because we experienced it, we want it for you, and it's starting to happen. And it's just, it's such a great feeling for us. And so, yeah, we're just so proud of you guys. Really, really proud of you. Yeah, awesome. Has anyone got any questions for us before you go into the weekend? Nope. Shaking heads. Okay. Well, I think we're all set. Cindy, yeah, I'd just like to say, think about adding those MCT oils, and definitely if you're going to the gym, if you can just, go for a good walk, and that might help flip back a little bit faster. But I think it's going to happen for you anyway, because you've done it once. Each time your body gets used to it and thinks, oh yeah, no, I recognize this. So it should flick back earlier.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Okay.
It will. Trust the program, Cindy. Trust the program.
Cindy, let us know how long it takes to get back into the fat burning. I'm curious to know too. So
yeah, really curious. Awesome, guys. Well,
Okay.
Anything to add? I'll wish everyone a great weekend.
Bye-bye.
Yes.
Bye.
Good luck. Bye-bye.
Good luck, everyone.